It's a neighborhood crying for justice and really trying to make a change. Today, they're painting a mural in response to the crime and violence in our community here in Jacksonville. It comes after a young man was shot and killed Saturday at a block party downtown following a Stop the Violence rally. On your sides, Crystal Bailey shows us how they hope it makes a big impact.
It's a team of muralists, community leaders, and teenagers painting the Eastside Brotherhood building. Kids from the community dropping their bikes and picking up paint buckets to help.
They're a group of teenagers.
At first I thought it was graffiti.
With a heart for the Jacksonville community.
Things like this that inspire hope are important to kind of keep these communities moving forward.
It's a mural dedicated to the work done by civil rights activist Rodney Hurst in the 50s and 60s.
Everyone who sees this mural will see something different in the mural. They'll see the cover of my book. They'll see a young man who was beaten downtown.
It's in response to the violence and trouble in urban communities. Just days ago, bullets flew through this same street, killing 21-year-old Lawrence Davis.
And it's a direct result of the same thing that Dr. Hurst was fighting for back in the 1960s.
It happened just hours after a Stop the Violence rally.
It happened in front of my house. At first I thought it was fireworks, but then I saw people running and stuff.
Young boys like Noah Black witnessed the violence firsthand.
And I got really scared, my heart stopped.
But when he saw people painting a message like this, he felt empowered.
Wanted to help because it looked really, really cool and I wanted to be part in it.
The mural already teaching a valuable lesson.
I see some patchy spots.
There's still change to be made in our country.
We've got a lot of work to do.
The mural will be complete in the next few weeks. They plan to have an unveiling block party at the end of next month. Reporting from Jacksonville, Crystal Bailey, First Coast News, on your side.